of Revelation, guys, now it is illegal to preach and talk about Jesus Christ in the UK.
Welcome back to GBN tonight with me, Martin Daubney. Now, the Labour-ran Rushmore Borough Council has sparked outrage by proposing a sweeping injunction that could see Christian street preachers in prison for up to 2 years if the injunction is breached. Now, over claims of causing offence or distress. Now, under the proposed terms, Christians will be banned from praying for individuals, handing out religious leaflets or Bibles by hand, and laying hands on people in prayer, even with their permission.
If you take God out of a country, you're going to see the demise of a country. So what does this mean? This means that Christians need to flood to the UK and preach the gospel. Come on, not only would it be an honor to be locked up for Jesus for 2 years, but I believe there's going to be a revival in the UK. Pray for the UK. What do you guys think? Make sure that you follow for more Christian content. It's crazy.
If you preach in here, it also depends on what you say, because you might be committing criminal offences as well. If you make members of the public harassment, alarm, distress, it's a criminal offence.
I'm aware of that. Yeah. So that's what we're not really doing that. What we're doing is about preaching our religion.
You can provide me with the details, yes or no?
What details are you requesting?
I need your name and your address.
Okay, so can you explain to me why do you need these details?
Pardon?
Can you explain to me? Because I don't understand why.
Okay, currently there's allegation.
Okay.
It's an offence.
So what allegation was it, sir?
Hate crime.
Hate crime.
Section 4, public order offence.
So what was said to cause the hate crime, sir?
Homophobic behaviour.
Give me an example, sir. Give me an example.
I've not heard anything. I'm not saying I've heard anything. Someone's called us, okay? It might be completely untrue. It might be true. I do not know. If you don't give me your name and address, I have grounds to arrest you. Google it. It's code of practice, okay?
I'm aware.
I can arrest you.
Okay? That's fine. I appreciate that.
Can I confirm you're aware of the allegation now that's been made?
Now, I'm still not aware. That's why I'm asking some questions, yeah?
So, what aren't you sure of? I can see you smiling, so I think you're finding this a bit of a
smiling
joke.
because I'm a friendly person.
I'm going to ask you one last time, otherwise you're going to be placed under arrest. So, I'm going to ask you for the final...
And that's it, man. That's it. All right. Like we've been telling you, man, the prophets have been telling you that the time is coming. All right. Where you're no longer going to be able to, hear the words of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? And that time is fast approaching. All right. So I want to get this started by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawadah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. All right, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Okay. Let's see. This is the video that's being shared by the elder Ishayar from the GMS North Carolina camp. All right, and this is his channel on YouTube. Is GMS space all precepts. All right, all precepts. It says the prophets will be persecuted and imprisoned for the testimony of the Lord Yahawashi. All right. So, like we said, and we've been warning, years after years, we've been warning that this day was coming. You know what I'm saying? Sure, it may be beginning in the UK. All right. But you got to remember everything that happens, all right, everything that happens overseas makes its way to the shore. You know what I'm saying? So it may start off with the UK, then it may jump over to Australia, all right, before it finally reaches America. You know what I'm saying? It's not just going to be in America and the UK and in the West. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all around the world. All around the world, man. You see what I'm saying? They're going to make a worldwide sweep to, to bring an end to this gospel, man. All right. And like I said, it's not the gospel. It's not the so-called gospel of preaching, pink booty, white Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It's not the gospel of sweet baby Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Who came for the entire world, who loves everybody, who will forgive everybody. You know what I'm saying? And everyone can make it into the kingdom. No. You know what I'm saying? No. That's not the gospel we talking about, man. All right? That has been played out. That has been pushed for hundreds of years, man. And ain't nothing happened. You see what I'm saying? The end has not come yet. All right? As a matter of fact, let me get that precept. Let's start with this one. Bear with me. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. It reads, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." And what is the end? The end of all these things, man. The end of this world, the end of this rulership, of this era. All right, the end of this eon. You see, this time of rulership that has been had, all right, is coming to a close. Where Esau has been ruling, where Esau has been at the helm. All right, the scriptures tell you in 2 Esdras chapter 6 verse 9, it says Esau is the end of the world. All right, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You think these Christians are teaching that? No, these Christians aren't teaching that. The Israelites are teaching that. You see what I'm saying? Are these so-called Christians going into the throne of David, talking about the governing body, the governing rulership that's going to come very soon? No, they're not talking about that. All right? It's the Israelites that's talking about that. See what I'm saying? All right, this is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi." All right, it says Jesus, but that's not his name. All right, that's another thing. These so-called Christians aren't going to tell you what the true names are, according to the true Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash. You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you Jesus. His name is Yahawashi. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. You see what I'm saying? All right, so this is the book of Amos. All right, Amos chapter 8, verse 10. It reads, "And I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day." All right. Verse 11, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water," even though we will get those things. All right. But even more than that, it will be but the hearing of the words of Yahawah. You see what I'm saying? More than anything, people are going to be looking for guidance. People are going to be looking for direction. All right. More than anything, yes, there's going to be famines of food. There's going to be a famine of food. It's not going to be food out here, man. It's not going to be any food in the grocery stores. All right, in the supermarkets. There's not going to be any water. All right. All these calamities, that's going to befall this place. You see what I'm saying? But more than that, it's going to be a lack of spiritual guidance. Because when it all comes down to it, all right, even though people don't want to admit it, but the truth of the matter is, spiritual guidance and you know, stability is the number one thing. All right, the number one thing that people need. And that's going to be, you know, people are going to be void of it in that day. You see? Continuing on. Verse 12, it says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahawah, and shall not find it." You see what I'm saying? They're not going to find this truth anymore, man. All right, because the Lord is going to shut up the mouths of his prophets. All right, that's in the book of Ezekiel. Let me get that real quick. All right, this is the book, Salaki, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7, and let's start at verse 24. It says, "Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. You see what I'm saying? He's going to bring the worst of these heathens, man, beginning with these Edomites. These Edomites are going to be unleashed. You see what I'm saying? These so-called white people, all right, these so-called Caucasians, they're going to be unleashed. And you're going to see all of the things that these devils have been hiding in their vaults, hiding in their labs, all right, waiting for the right time to bring them out. All right. I'm going to tell you this, man. Robot dogs is going to be the least of your problems. All right. The least of people's problems. Okay. Being sent to a prison in El Salvador is going to be the least of your problems. All right. When you see what these devils have truly got cooked up. All right. It says, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. All right. It tells us that in 2 Ezra chapter 16. Okay. Around the 70th verse. Okay. That they're gonna waste, they're gonna take you out of their houses, man. Take these people out of their houses, all right, and waste of, or shall I say, spoil their goods. Salakia. I'm butchering that. I might get that precept after this one. I might get that scripture after this one. But let me continue on. It says, and shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. All right? There shall be no peace out here, man. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients, man. All right? And people ain't going to be going around looking for a word from T.D. Jakes. People ain't going to be going around looking for the words from Creflo Dollar and Joel Osteen. They're not going to be looking for that. They're going to be looking for the very men who've been on these street corners week after week, doing these videos day after day, all right, bringing out the edification and the truth and the knowledge and the wisdom and the mysteries of these scriptures, all right, without price, might I add. You see, we don't charge nothing for this truth, man. We give it freely as we was given. You see what I'm saying? That's the mark of a true prophet. All right, and the world is going to be looking for this. The scriptures say that he set forth the apostles last. All right, and the word apostle means to be sent. So those men who are sent, they're going to be sought after when there's no more words to be said out here. All right, there ain't going to be no more warnings. There's no point. There's no point for warning people. No point in that, because the destruction's already happening now. You see? A prophet says things before. That's what the word prophesy means. Pro meaning before, and phasi means to speak. You see what I'm saying? So we're here to prophesy these things before they actually happen. And once it's happening, ain't no more need for a prophet. Just like during the time of Noah. You see what I'm saying? Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients, man. Let's get that precept in 2 Ezra. Bear with me. All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 16. Let's start at verse 69. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection. All right? It's going to be a breakdown of society. Okay? A breakdown of the rule of law. Okay? It says a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. All right, that's what we just read, man. That's what we just read. The Lord is going to bring upon all right, you Jakes, the worst of the heathen. Okay, and even those of our own. All right, you're gonna see Israelites crashing out, man, left and right, man. These YNs, all right, and all these jokers out here. All right, it's gonna be the worst of the worst, and it's gonna be all over the place, man. In every state, all right, in every state, in every county, every city, every district, all right, on every block. It's gonna be crazy. It says they'll be like mad men, right? Let's give one more precept. Bear with me. All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 5 and verse 9. It reads, "And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chambers." All right, this truth is going to be gone. This wisdom and knowledge is going to be completely gone. Those who have not been sealed by this truth, it means that you're of the 2/3, man. All right. If you still out here wondering about whether or not, you know what I'm saying, the Passover or anything, or the Sabbath day is on Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, you know what I'm saying, if you still wondering if we supposed to be keeping these laws to the best of our ability, or keeping it to the letter, you know what I'm saying, all right, hey man, you haven't received the truth, man. You haven't received the truth. All right, if you jokers that out here still calling yourselves blacks, you still calling yourselves Latinos, all right, so on and so forth. If you still calling yourselves by these different names, all right, and not acknowledging of your own respective tribes, man, hey, there's no point in dealing with you no more, man. All right, this is why you got jokers out here talking about why I'm no longer a Hebrew Israelite, why I've left this Hebrew Israelite cult and all this stuff. All right, because they have not counted the cost. All right, and they was not set up for this, man. Okay, the Lord brought them into the truth just to condemn them. All right, so there's no point in going back and forth. You see what I'm saying? Continuing on, it says, verse 13, "And shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. One land also shall ask another and say, Is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, No. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper." You see what I'm saying? So I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect in the nation of Israel. All right. I want to say, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawashi. Shalom.